my brethren, listen to this video if you want to know how to get any woman that you want. Roll it intro.
Pull up with the stick, yeah. She said she wanna be up on my team, but she can't love me, yeah. Really, she don't want a man, she want a gummy bear.
Now, it's about a couple years ago, I was talking to a homie of mine, right? And he was telling me how he likes to cold approach women. You know how we used to do back in the day. You go see a woman out in the bar, you go run up her, let her, try to get a number or the keys, whatever have you. I had some guys who would do this, and then some guys who wouldn't. And the guys who wouldn't do it because they didn't like the rejection. And they were kind of on to something. You see, there's some men who believe that rejection builds character. I'm going to tell you that it doesn't. And what it builds is the wrong thing. Rejection is something that you should not be geared and being used to receiving. You understand? If your father has already opened the kingdom up for you to be engrafted, regrafted, and if he's already accepted you, why would you allow yourself to go through life feeling anything but that? Rejection is not a normal part of your life, and as a man, first and foremost, should not be a normal part of your diet. But see, when you cold approach women, this woman has not aligned herself or put herself in a position to be seen by you like the women at the well in the Bible. That's how most women, would find them husbands would be at the well. And you would constantly see travelers going by, people going to and fro. This woman that you want to cold approach in the mall, she ain't do like Ruth and put herself at the edges of your vineyard. Again, within eyesight to where your peoples can come tell you about this woman. You went and cold approached her, knowing little to nothing about this woman other than she looked good, or maybe that thing was fat. So you've already set yourself up for a cold dish of a 0.5% or a 50% chance of rejection, which again doesn't build anything remarkably good, despite what some of these men may tell you. Now, I'm telling my homie back to this conversation, I said, bro, I never really dealt with that growing up. He was like, how so? I said, well, I got every woman I ever wanted. He was like, that's cap. I said, no, I wouldn't lie to you. It's like a room talk. We ain't gotta lie. He said, well, how you get every woman you ever wanted? I said, because I only wanted the women who wanted me. You see, let me put it to you a different way. I like the women who like me. Those are the women I went after. I went after the women who liked me. I did not go after the women that I liked. You see, when I hopped off the porch and I was going through my rebellious period, not caring about nothing but myself and what I stood for, and that was my gang, I was very appealing to women simply because of my attitude. That's what they liked. They couldn't believe that I would have the audacity to put them second, third, fourth, or fifth, and then openly tell them that. See, the problem with a lot of men is that you think that the truth is going to scar her, but no woman's ever been scarred from the truth. She's been scarred for the method she had to have the truth delivered to her. Maybe it had to come through a friend. Maybe it had to come through social media. Maybe it had to come through a guidance counselor. Maybe it had to come through something in an embarrassing moment socially, publicly. That's what scars the women, not the truth. If you were to keep it funky with her from day one, you would be A1. So that when a woman gets this, it's intrigue and sometimes it's insulting, but they're probably a little more on the intrigue side. That you was able to come and tell her what it is and what it ain't, and then keep it pushing. When again, these other men, these simps, these panderers, they come and again, like I took it, they tell her what she's already used to hearing. But again, during this period, it's when I seen that my selection of women, and this was junior high. It was late elementary going into junior high. I was able to choose from the baddest broads in school. But what I realized? Though that's what I liked. That some of these women look like Christina Milian, they're coming into their bodies too, so you're catching them at the best they're ever going to be in life. No 40-year-old looks like she did when she was 20. She may look good now, but you know what that means? She just looks good for her age. No 30-year-old looks as good as she did when she was 18, 19. Not saying she looks bad, she just looks good for her age. It's a difference. When you seen a bad joint at 18, 19, 20, you didn't say she looked good for her age. She just looked good. And all this opened up to me. That's what I liked. You like what you like. But what I realized is, though they liked me too, there was women who liked me better. And when I started to go and investigate them, the bookworms, the churchy chicks, maybe the little chubby or the healthier chicks, maybe the shy chicks. Oh, I love me a shy girl. Oh, they love me. They love me and like me better than the women I like. They went harder for me. They went way more out their way. So I'm telling you, men, if you can readjust your bifocals onto what you think may look good to you, and go after what you know, you're gonna have more fulfillment in that relationship. And you may be thinking, this may be contradicting what I've been saying before, not to compromise. But check this out. We live in a land that's full of compromises. By the time you get to any woman, 9 times out of 10, if you didn't get her as a virgin, she's been compromised, bro. If you didn't get her from her father's home, like I've said before, she's been compromised, bro. If she came up watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Love and Hip Hop, or her friends did. If she got friends that were whores, but she somehow was just a good girl. In some way, shape, form, or fashion, she's still been compromised. So when it comes to us as men, there will have to be, and dare I say, a few compromisations taking place. But it should only be done under this premise and under this premise alone. If you're going to compromise on a woman who may not have the best physique, her spirit must be the best. If this woman don't got the looks like Rachel, her spirit ought to be like Leah, right? Maybe she can't do much. Like maybe all she knows how to do is bake, right? So she's really only go for that one department. Her attitude must be one that makes you want to be around her. Cause see, as a man, when you start developing and growing up, you realize, man, look, you can probably love anyone, any woman in any capacity. It just has to be a cool, calm, and collective feeling. She has to come and bring you peace, value unto what you've already established. So if you're going to compromise on women who already have an open matrix, children, she should have the most humblest spirit. These are the things you need to look at when you start talking about a mate. Because I don't want you guys to get out here. Yeah, I'm not telling you to compromise on nothing, but I don't want you to get up out here and do what we accuse the women of doing, and that's creating a pipe dream of a partner in these last days, cuz. We don't want to do that neither. As men, we want to be realistic with the real expectations, and you only have a bad day when you have unreasonable expectations of people. So if you're going to have to cut some corners, man, whatever corner you're cutting for this woman, it better be worth it what she got in the spirit. You know, as I get older, I want something that's younger. I'll take an older chick, but again, if she can't bear me no fruit, she can't bear me no children, I love to see myself replicated. But if she can't, if she don't get naturally wet, then the spirit needs to compensate for that. I'm not going to deal with an ugly chick on the inside and an ugly chick on the outside. Nor should you. I'm not going to deal with a greedy person on the inside and a greedy, morbid person on the outside. Nor should you. Your women ain't got to look like America's Next Top Model. I don't want them looking like anything from America anyway. But her spirit definitely ought to be as much as in tune as them women we read about in scripture, yeah. But I give it to you right now. Some of you men got a woman that's kind of ugly on the outside and is very ugly on the inside. And you're probably miserable trying to convince yourself that she's as good as it's going to get. And a good deal of that can come from the same place that it does for women. And that's insecurity. And where would the insecurity have come from? Probably from you chasing after the woman you like versus liking and catching the women who chase after you and like you. One thing you can never fake is confidence. You know, a man can get a lot of money. You know, we can get cars, we can get prestige, we can get the job, but once a woman starts to really talk to you, she gonna realize she's talking to a man who doesn't really have confidence. You know, He lacks that. No amount of material, anything is gonna put that in you. That has to be built up. And see, that's one of the greatest things about having a father or dad around. He's gonna give you what no woman could give you. First and foremost, that ism. You ain't been raised by the world in the wild. You was raised by a man, son of, insert your daddy's name if you are blessed like that. But by you not putting yourself in a place to receive so much rejection, then when it comes to your well-being, you don't accept neglection. You know that truly in these last days, you are the exception. Come on, cuz. So if you stop trying to chase the quote-unquote bad chicks, feeling like you're missing out on something, because I'm gonna tell you something too, yeah, I done had them, and they more damaged than the ones that you may not think is that bad. Yeah, let me see, about 98% of women that I've dealt with have been damaged. But you know who's even worse? The bad chicks. You know why they're so bad at being damaged? Because they went after men who didn't want them. So as bad as she was, the guy she wanted didn't want her. And that's why I tell you, men, stop listening when a woman talks about her preference. Because if she in front of you, clearly her preference does not prefer her. I don't care if a woman like a man who's 6'4", or dark skin or clean cut. You know, if she prefers him and he preferred her, she'd be with him. But what you'll often find out is that a woman's preference often does not prefer her. You have women like Jess Hilarious. Now this is a woman, a black woman who is a comedian. She got a little notoriety and whatnot, but she's loud, she's boisterous, she's manic. She has a lot of testosterone seemingly flowing through her because I get man vibes from her. And she's listing all the details and qualities of a man that, you know, what she wants in a man. He has to have more people than her. He has to be more established than her. He has to look like this. You know, there are men like that, but guess what, sweetheart? They don't want women like you. Your preference does not prefer you. He want women who has that natural hair, not bought in bundles. He want women who wake up like that, no foundation needed. He want women who came out their country shaped like that, not Dr. Feelgood at Miami or in Mexico City. No BBLs here. Those men who own them type of yachts and all that, they're not checking for women like Jess Hilarious. Those women need to realize that when they are in the presence of you, not that she don't got other options, just that you are the best option. And some of you men be afraid to tell a woman that, feeling like you're gonna hurt her feelings. But like I told you, don't worry about that. Don't worry about scarring her. The truth ain't gonna kill her. Sweetheart, let me tell you this right here. You can leave out the door right now, and I'm sure some simp pandering will pick you up, try to love you back to pieces. But you gonna never have an option as good as this. Ever. And you know, when they leave and they talk to other guys and entertain them, you know, in their mind, they be adding it up. Women compare all the time. She may never admit it to you because you couldn't make her feel comfortable enough to, you know, admit that. But they compare all the time. Well, he has this and that, but geez, he's missing this one critical component that I really need. So, you know, hit a woman out, but I don't listen to what her preference is. I don't care. When a woman is in front of me, I'm her best option. She ain't gotta know it, I know it. And I don't mind telling her that. And do you know, I've seen guys throw away a good woman, or was a workable woman at least, because they thought that they could possibly be trading up. Here in America, see, that call may be new to you. But again, if you wasn't the first owner in that Kelly Blue Book on the Carfax, bro, it just look good. It's not really a trade up. And in actuality, why let one go when you can have them both? But see, if you ain't go out with a daddy or somebody kicking it to you like that, so that you can kick it to her like that, then you couldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. So you left one scarred because of how she had to find out. Because 9 times out of 10, you told her, hey, I'm not into her like that, knowing very well you were. And you didn't have the confidence to know how to kick it to her straight up. Because again, that wasn't built into you. And you didn't tell her one that you liked, hey, I'm still dealing with Lil Mama, because you thinking that if you'd have told her that, she'd have left. Ain't no woman walking away from true unadulterated confidence. She may leave, give her a couple of days, You know what she gonna be saying to herself? Man, that man told me straight up, he dealing with Lil Mama. And I know I look better than her, but the fact that he riding with her like that, that's coochie wet talk, dawg. Like, let's keep it funky, bro. Cause this ain't your Pastor Pork Chop podcast. That is coochie wet talk. You tell a woman who's a 10, listen, I got a situation with a woman who like a 5. But I'm riding with that. She good to me. And if you want to be a part of this, you gotta give it that. Ain't nothing more humbling. That's when the walls come down. You know what else come down when the walls come down with a woman? The panties. Cause who kicking it to her like that, bro? That's why I don't treat no woman like a celebrity. You treat your woman like a celebrity, she's gonna treat you like a fan. She has no other choice but to. She's not happy. It's flattering, but it's not good long term. But again, you don't have the confidence to kick it like that to both of them. That 5 ain't going nowhere, clearly. And that 10 ain't no 10 either. But you ain't been around enough 10s to know that. That 10 got child sex abuse. That 10 has drug addiction. That 10 has insecurities. That 10 has rejection, which we've already spoken about. That 10 probably came up with a mom who was jealous of her daughter. Do you know what that does to the girl? She gotta go back to where the root of the issue start. But she done made her way through all kinds of men trying to get the approval that she wanted from her mama. But again, you ain't been around enough 10s to know that. So it don't matter what the woman look like, bro. Again, are you not the constant? Or are you? That's how you supposed to represent that situation. The biblical character Gideon was an insecure man. He didn't feel like he was up for the task that the Most High had set before him. If you were an insecure man, stop doing things that are going to feed those insecurities. Stop running around trying to chase women that hasn't even appealed to anything that would have been of a God nature, a godly, God-fearing nature, and then get rejected, and then can't even be used by the Most High because you're too insecure. Because we walk by faith, not by eyesight. That's with everything. Our wealth, our health, our children, our women. Start liking the women that like you and watch your life change. Love y'all, bro. Say loud.
With the stick, yeah. She said she wanna be up on my team, but she can't love me, yeah. Really, she don't want a man, she want a gummy bear.